everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout utilizing very minimal tools. All we're going to need is one tube and one dumbbell and a step. You don't even need the dumbbell if you don't have one. And a chair that you can sit in. Any old kitchen chair will do. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to move. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout, get your heart rate up, get your muscles warmed up, and in the right mindset for movement. Okay, we are going to start today with a one-arm row. So you can use a band, a tube, anything that you have. If you had a band laying around from physical therapy, you can grab it. Most of the time you can adjust the strength of the band to your needs. So making it one single band will make it easier, doubling up will make it harder. So I've got my tube here. I want you to face the wall. I want your band or tube about chest or hip height, somewhere within here. Set your shoulders down and back. Think about putting your shoulder blades in your back pocket. And then we're going to pull one arm at a time. So pull one arm back, driving your elbow towards the back of the room. Tummy tight. We're in a good athletic stance here. So my knees and hips are engaged. My tummy is engaged. And I am controlling this band within a very controlled range of motion. So I am pulling and then keeping my shoulder here. I don't want to go all the way forward and then twist back. I want to keep my torso steady. Just stop when my arm lengthens. Squeeze that shoulder blade towards your spine. 2 more. Breathing. And relax. Now we're going to switch sides. You can relax your legs if you need to. Like I said, we're not down in a squat. We're just a good engaged athletic stance. Hips back, knees bent, tummy tight. All right, let's do your second arm. One. You may find that one arm feels a little easier than the other, and you may need to adjust accordingly. Keeping that tummy tight. So we're resisting twisting here, which actually will help engage your core a little bit more. Breathing, keeping your shoulders down. 9 and 10. All right, good. Relax. Next, we are going to use a step or the bottom stair in your staircase, and a dumbbell or a kettlebell or something if you want. You don't have to add extra weight. What we're going to do is we're going to do fast up, slow down step ups. So working on a little bit of power. So if you can put one foot on that step, I want you to step up quickly and then slowly, barely step down. Quickly up, slow down, up. Now, here, I want you to try to sit back into your heel, really putting your hips back. So I don't want you going down like this. See how my hips are flat here? I want my hips to go back. You can use something in front of you like the railing on your staircase. So we're going to go down slowly, up, working on power, coming up quickly. Now, work on keeping this knee over your heel. Don't let it collapse towards the middle. Think that you're going to jump up that step. That's kind of the power that I'm thinking here. I don't want you to jump, but envision jumping. 2 more. 9, slowly down, really control, sit back. Use this to sit back if you need to. And last one, slowly down. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides. If you are holding a weight, just hold a weight in one hand. We've talked about this a little bit before. It helps engage your core a little bit more when you're holding a heavier weight on one side. Also, I'm just going to stay this way so that I can continue to be faced the right way. It gives you one hand to be able to balance or hang on if you need it. So fast up. Now we're going to go slow. And if you need to step backwards just a little bit to help with that, that's okay. You don't have to step straight down. Try to get your whole foot up on that step for stability. 4, really control. If you can, try not to hang on, but if you need to in order to sit back to have good form, remember you're really sitting your hips back Quickly up. One more. Sitting your hips back. You want to keep that knee over your ankle. 10. And down. All right, good. You should be really feeling that in your glutes and your quads. Okay, now we're going to lower down to the floor on your hands and knees. And we're going to do bird dog. So hands directly beneath your shoulders, knees directly beneath your hips. You want to have as flat a back as possible. Envision putting a teacup on your back to maintain that flat back. So keeping your head in line with your spine here, looking just straight down at the floor, not looking this way or looking up. You want to just look straight down at the floor. We are going to reach one hand and one foot opposite directions. Like you're going to reach out to touch the sides of the room. Straight back, trying to keep that back as level as possible. Nice and slow transitions here. We can hold it for a count of 2 or 3. Breathing. If this bothers your knees, being on your hands and knees, you can roll up a towel or a yoga mat makes a really good pad. Or you can do this on top of a football. So then you don't have to put your pressure on your knees like this. Nice and slowly control. Nice flat back. Remember to keep breathing. So control your breath one way or another. If you want to breathe in, when you're bringing your hands down, breathe out as you reach opposite. Just keep breathing. We never want you to hold your breath through any of these. We've got 2 more on each side. Slow transitions. This is working your entire posterior chain. You're reaching your shoulders, your back, your glutes, your hamstrings. And rest. All right. You can sit back in child's pose after that. Stretch all of those back muscles and shoulder muscles out. Okay, now we're going to stay on the floor. And we're going to do adductor work, so lower leg raises. I think it works best to just be up on my elbow and have this leg out in front. This leg should be nice and comfortable here. And we're going to lift and lower in this range of motion, not even as high as this knee. It's a pretty small range of motion. 4, 5, 'Don't let that foot touch down each time you go down. And switch. All right, we're going to switch sides. Some people prefer to do it like this. I think it feels a little bit more awkward if you just kind of bring that foot out in front. It should be a comfortable position to do this exercise in. Remember, don't touch this foot down. Don't let it rest at the end. We need to strengthen our hip in all directions. So this adductor movement is good for pelvic stability and hip stability. And 10. All right, good. Now, since we've been on the floor for a couple exercises, make sure you stand up nice and slowly. Good form, standing straight up. Okay, next we're going to do some punching. I like to work on punching because it works on power. So I want you to think about doing this relatively quickly, explosively. Starting, I want your feet nice and wide, knees bent, hips back, that athletic position that I talk about, tummy engaged. Just like I was gonna punch you right here, that's the engagement that I'm thinking. So I'm gonna have you just punch straight forward, holding your hands here, just like you see boxers doing. Straight forward, straight forward. Now, if that motion feels okay, try a little bit harder. Now, you're gonna have to kind of shift your weight as you go, as if you're starting to go a little bit quicker. Now I am punching out fast and then bringing it back fast. Instead of punching and then leaving it there, I want to punch, bring it back fast. So there are a few different ways you can do this. You can do 10 on each side, You could do it for 30 seconds, do it for a minute. So if you are feeling good with this, you could even pick up the pace a little bit. And you're gonna get a lot of core work here and a lot of shoulder work. The first time you do this, I would only do maybe 10, 15, 30 seconds at the most. You're gonna feel that in the back of your shoulders. So the first time you do it, just do a few. Monitor how you feel the next day before you decide you wanna do a whole lot more of those and punching really hard. Okay, now last we're gonna use a regular chair. We're gonna do abs in your chair. So sitting up right on the edge of the chair, bring your feet out like this. So your feet, your weight is kind of in your heels, your knees are bent, and then I want you nice and straight. We're gonna start by leaning back like you're gonna touch the back of the chair, and then come back up. Just sliding your hands on your knees. Now, if you have any back pain with that, really envision having like a board on your back so that you're not arching back and you're also not slouching back. You want a nice straight. You just want to be able to touch your shoulder blades to that chair. Now, if that feels okay and you're not having any back pain, I'm going to make it just a little bit harder. We're going to go back, almost touch, and then stop about here. Don't come all the way up. When you come all the way up, those abs disengage. So we want to go back, come up to about here. And if you do lots of other ab exercises, that's great. This one is always kind of my go-to because it's easy to get a good core engagement just in this small range of motion. Nice and slowly, breathing. Breathe in as you go back, out as you come up. Now you can keep your hands down here, you can put them up here, and then if you feel like you need even more, you can put your hands up here behind your head. And what that does is it just shortens and lengthens the lever. This is a longer lever, putting your hands up over your head. So you can find whichever one feels like a challenge without pain. Okay, so do 10 or 15 of those. If you find that you are able to do more before you really feel it, do 15 or 20, that's great. Okay, so go through these 1 or 2 more times if you've got the time. If this is all you can do today and you made it through once, congratulations, that's great. Anything you do is great. Something is always better than nothing. So keep up the great work and we'll see you next time. Have a great workout, everybody.